The following video is for informational purposes only. We do not intend to encourage people to join any religion, nor do we discriminate against its practice. Its content may be sensitive to some people, so discretion is advised.
The Catholic Church. A very powerful company around the world due to many factors. One of them is the war conflicts in which it has been involved. Its founder is considered Jesus, although historical data denies that, stating that it is an institution founded by the Roman Emperor, Constantine, as a domination instrument. For a long time, rulers used to introduce fear to the masses with the use of Catholic ideologies drawn from many other religions, in order to make them obey their laws and thus continue their government to the present day. The Roman Catholic Apostolic Church being a rather novel organization in ancient Rome, they succeeded in creating a religion that was both highly criticized and acclaimed, not only in Europe, but all over the world. During its beginnings, it was considered an alternative cult to the religions of the Middle East and Asia, which was promoted by the Romans with control intentions. Although these are not its only motives, we know that this company is still in force thanks to a multitude of more than 1 billion followers, who continue to feed it thanks to the lack of knowledge of its true intentions. Or just because of historical ignorance. Thanks to the Catholic Church, monarchies, nations, educational institutions and, above all, tribute to kings through taxation, as well as an ideology that dictated ethics and morals by forcing the payment of a tithe, which is the 10% of each individual's income, were established. At the beginning of the Middle Ages and before, the Catholic Church helped to participate in important conquests. There are data that reveal that the Catholic Church competes with the First and the Second World War in number of deaths. This is how it was established in countries such as the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Norway, Sweden, among others, managing to formalize new empires and therefore capitalize their actions. It is an archaic and obsolete entity in most developed countries, although there are still billions of faithful. The Catholic Church uses as a moral reference a book like the Bible where it defends slavery. His belief system is based on dogmas of faith, rather than on rational and scientific evidence and arguments. That is why it has always opposed multiple scientific advances that contradicted its beliefs, such as the shape and movement of the Earth, its antiquity, the evolution of living beings, and more. And today, he continues to oppose science. He opposed all advances in culture. The democracy brought about by the French Revolution was labeled national apostasy of the Catholic faith by the Pope of the time. It opposed social movements such as trade unions or women's suffrage, and today, continues to oppose, for example, the right to euthanasia. In addition to implementing judicial systems such as the Inquisition, which was later modified to the judicial systems we know today, the Catholic Church is a holding company with its hands well washed. Within its stock portfolio is a wide diversification of products and services ranging from subscriptions to the acquisition of shares in international corporations. Some of their forms of income were and continue to be the following. Number 1. The expeditions by ship. Popular stories are known as the conquest of America by the British, Spanish, and other European kingdoms. Thanks to these expeditions, they managed to conquer large lands that, by the way, were already being occupied. Regardless of this, the kings and the Catholic Church managed to take over the lands, implementing their systems of government, their religion, and therefore, the fortune of these conquerors increased. Now they added a larger workforce, enslaving Native Americans to achieve constructions and much more. Number 2. Tourism. As you may know, the Catholic Church is headquartered in the Vatican, its own state, a monarchy ruled by a king, the Pope, where less than 1,000 people live, but where it received between 6 and 7 million tourists every year before the 2019 pandemic. We can only imagine how much money the Church manages, assuming the average expenditure of each tourist. Number 3. Subscriptions. Just like Disney+, you can also purchase a subscription to a church in your community or internationally. Since the church is a decentralized entity, different affiliated organizations can sell subscriptions for news, courses, workshops, and more. Number 4. The Vatican Bank. Yes, what else would you expect from an organization as old as horse-drawn carriages? That's right, a central bank in charge of the economy and finances of the Catholic Church. Founded in 1945 with a capital of more than $8 billion in assets, dispersed in publicly traded investment funds such as the Centurion Global Fund. According to CNN News Company, only Vatican City residents and church personnel are supposed to have accounts at the Vatican Bank. However, according to Gerald Posner, a Vatican Bank erudite and the author of God's Bankers, these accounts were often granted to powerful Italian officials seeking to accumulate money without paying taxes. Number 5. The stock market. The Catholic Church is a big betting machine for companies in the S&P 500, wielding billions of dollars in stocks like the Coca-Cola Company. The Catholic Church is a majority shareholder in this soft drink company, a favorite of environmentalists. Number 6. Rent the Sistine Chapel. It's something that not many would believe, but the truth is that it can be used as a party hall, although of course, not just anyone can book it. In 2014, German car manufacturer Porsche rented out the Sistine Chapel for a gala event at which drivers who appreciate the car brand paid $5,900 to attend. Number 7. Becoming a saint. Simply put, the Basilica of Our Lady of Victory in Lackawanna, New York, raised over $250,000 just to try to canonize their priest, who was Nelson Baker. The investment in Nelson Baker covered first and foremost the fees of a canon lawyer, the communication between the Church and the Vatican, prayer cards and advertising. After Baker's death, the Church first appealed to Rome to canonize Baker in 1987, and although the case was approved in 2011, Our Lady of Victory has yet to prove that Baker performed miracles. Number 8. Tithing. Contributions from its followers can amount to millions of dollars, and this is one of its most common and old-fashioned forms of income. In countries such as Germany, it is still a legal obligation for residents to contribute to the Church, exactly 9% of their monthly salary. In turn, the Catholic Church pay the state between 2 and 4% of the tax revenue from such contributions, according to Deutsche Welle. Number 9. Death. When someone dies, it is a treasure for the Church, because your relatives will have to cover the fees of a priest during the burial. But not only that, there are micro-business models where people close to the deceased can pay for mentioning his name in the Mass, or they can pay again fees to the priest for reciting a few words during a wake. Between these and so many things that death represents in the Church, they created a profitable business. Number 10. Weddings. Just like death, love is also a business for the Church. If ever in your life you fall in love and decide to start a family, you will have to consider the Church first. According to them, you will have to invest again in the priest's fees and above all in a flashy event where the priest can marry them. What better than a honeymoon in the Vatican? Number 11. Births. For the Church, the birth of a human being must be intervened by a priest to give a blessing. Of course, these services cost a priest's fee. Number 12. Acquisitions. Again, you will have to pay a fee to the priest to bless your car, your new house, your new business, among other stuff. There are faithful followers of this cult that when purchasing a product it is indispensable to give it the blessing of a priest. And so we could go on reporting different forms of income from the Catholic Church such as fairs, celebrations, and even art such as sculptures, paintings, films, music, etc. Now, the Vatican is investing in cleaning up its image, because after several scandals where hundreds of cases related to children inside Catholic churches were revealed, It awakened a mystery about what was going on inside the walls of this institution. After all, the Catholic Church achieved its goal, conquered billions of people all over the world, and is the main driver of poverty, fear, and ignorance, because of which the Church can continue to exist. The Catholic Church has an annual income of more than $10 billion simply from the sale of Bibles and religious objects. What do you think? Do you think the Catholic Church has been a positive element in the development of humanity, or do you think its existence has deteriorated and delayed our evolution? Please write it in the comments, and if you like the video, don't forget to share it, subscribe to receive more content and leave your like.